Dear sisters and brothers in Jesus Christ, so this is one of the famous parable that we have heard several times. So what is the title of this reading?
Prodigal son.
Prodigal son. Okay. So prodigal son in the sense one who spends everything, lavishly, that's called prodigal son. What about then the place of father? Actually, he is the prodigal father. Yeah, because he has to respect the son, one who was with him. Instead of respecting him, but he respected the person, the son, one who spent everything lavishly without knowing anything. So here, the appropriate title will be, is not the prodigal son, but the prodigal father will be the exact one. In Indian culture, we have this, it's a symbol, I can say that. In Indian culture, the child will be carried by the mother, will be different from the way the father carries the child. In India, all the women will carry their child, they will hold their child in between their wrist. Okay, they will hold their child in between their hand and their body. Only they will hold their child. But in the place of father, you could find the father will carry out the child. They will take their child, the children, on their shoulder, telling that, my dear son and my dear daughter, the love that your mother is showing is only within you and our family. But the things that I am going to show is the world, how the world is. So the father will carry their children on their shoulder and then showing the world, telling that look at the world. Don't look at only your family or where you are getting the compound love. Look at the world. That is father's love. So the love, the prodigals, here in the parable we could find the three main characters. In the main characters there are three. The first one is the prodigal son. The prodigal son, the younger son. I want to mean that one. He went away from the love of his father. Inheritance was given to children only after the death of the father. This is common in all the place. The children will receive the wealth, the power, everything only after the death of the father. But he received early. That means he thought that okay, my father is no more. I don't want to live with my father. So he thought that my father is no more. So he got everything and he spent everything lavishly. But having spent his life useless living, he realized the emptiness. There he realized the emptiness and the vacuum that filled his heart. And so he decided to turn back and go to his back. And he goes back to his father. Second character, the same prodigal son, but he is the elder son. He reminded the faithful servant of the house. But when he saw that his brother who had wasted away the inheritance was received with so much warmth, his temper rose. In his place, even if I were there, I will get angry. The same thing. Then what is the wrong with this one? He could not digest the fact that his brother who lived wasted life was honored. Though he wasted everything, but he was honored by his father there. Whereas he was never given the chance to enjoy himself with his friends. The context of this parable, Jesus speaking to the Pharisees and Sadducees who were complaining that Jesus always accepting the sinners. In this context, the characters of the elder son portrayed is clearly talk about the attitude of the Pharisees and scribes. The third important character is the loving father. Beyond these two characters of these two prodigal sons, the youngest son and the elder towers the the image of the father who loved and accepted his lost son. Definitely the father would have suffered when he lost his beloved son. This is quite common in all the family. The father and mother show their entire love towards the last son. Okay, LAST last, and also the LOST last son. The same thing happened in the same parable. So he would have suffered. He suffered a deep pain when his youngest son went away. He underwent the immense pain waiting for his son to come back. He went through the moment of the dilemma when his eldest son was opposing. Definitely he would have went to the another extreme level, because his eldest son was not ready to accept his brother, the youngest son. Yet through all this, the character of the father always in the higher position. He is the father of mercies, who accept all just as they are. He is the father of love, who loves everyone unconditionally. He is the father of compassion, who receives all to his loving embrace. In our life, often the children, like the prodigal son, we are also going away from the love of the father. We try to do something good, but our life returns into mess. The student life get messed up with a lack of commitment and failures. In the marriage life, it hits the rocks with misunderstanding and the lack of acceptance. The same in the family life, it gets into the crisis with a lack of unity and peace of mind. We feel our life is all in mess. We find ourselves lost, frustrated and upset. But in all these such situations, we need to look back and see how the loving Father is waiting to embrace each one of us and love us. Because it's very clearly portrayed in the first reading of Micah. It's very, very clearly says, if you return to your father is waiting for you to accept as you are. Yes, the merciful Father is always waiting for each one of us, whatever the mess or whatever the painful that even that we get or we give also, the Father is ready to accept. So let us start to run into His embrace love. We should not stand back. We have to run towards the Father wherever you are, in what condition we are.